Canada is beyond furious at Donald Trump and his despicable regime, and Canada is saying checkmate. Canada is saying at the end of 2025 now, as we're in 2026, here is how you outmaneuver Donald Trump. Here is how you make Trump and his regime of fascists look like absolute fools. Canada is showing how you lead the way, and Prime Minister Carney is essentially the de facto of the free world right now. North, proud and free. That is Canada. Now, one of the biggest honors leading this network has been meeting Charlie Angus, meeting all the Maple Meidas out there. I am so grateful to all of our Canadian supporters and all of our international supporters, and launching Meidas Canada under the leadership of Charlie Angus has been one of the most incredible things. And Charlie Angus talks about how Canada struck back, how Canada is standing strong, and how when this year started, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that this would be where we are, but Canada has demonstrated how you lead the free world. Let me bring in Charlie Angus for just an incredible talk. Charlie, take it away. And guess where Charlie is right now? He'll tell you in a moment where he is. Charlie, take it away.
Hey there, Meidas viewers, resistors from all over the globe. Charlie Angus here. Je suis ici, au câlin du Parlement, le flamme sénateur du Canada, un symbole de l'unité et la solidarité canadienne. I'm here on Parliament Hill, Canadian Parliament. Behind me is the incredible Peace Tower, and on the other side, the eternal flame. And the flame is something that people come in the cold winter days and the carnivals and that to warm up by, a flame that's always burning. Very strong symbol of Canada. So here we are at the end of year one of the American war. How you feeling? I'm feeling okay right now. I'm not saying it's going to get easier. I think it's going to get harder. But let's go back to where we were 1 year ago at this time. We had a Canada that was feeling isolated from one another. People who were uncertain. We were hearing this steady drumbeat from MAGA Maple of Canada's broken, Canada's broken, Canada's broken. We had MAGA Maple up 25 points in election polling. We had a prime minister who had just been tossed out by his own party, a government in free fall. And that's when Donald Trump started to attack us. And he quickly made it clear that this wasn't about tariffs or changing the trade agreement. This was about breaking us as a nation. And he started ridiculing us and called our prime minister governor and said, Canadians, we don't have the cards. Suddenly everything stopped. What did you just say? And then we saw the most amazing transformation in political memory in this country. Canadians said, not on my watch. We're going to defend our country. And we're going to stand up to the threat that was coming out of Washington. And I don't think many people thought that we would hold. People thought we would fold. I'm sure of it. But we didn't. So it's been 1 year into the American war. In that time, we've seen the Canadian boycott crush the American whiskey market, the American wine market. We have shut down tourism. Billions of dollars have been lost. We're seeing that Canadians are more than ever willing to travel in Canada, to spend money promoting Canadian and to be identified as Canadian. On the world stage, Canada is taking its place among the democratic nations. We are meeting with the Europeans. We're supporting Ukraine. We're showing leadership when Donald Trump, the thug, is descending into barbarianism and taking his country with him. So where do we stand now? I think the issue is that the next year, we can't assume that Trump is going to stop. I think we all thought that if, when this first happened, and if we all stood together and all shouted loudly, the Americans would notice and they'd call back Donald and say, hey, slow down here. But we see that this is Project 2025, and Project 2025 is about dominating our nation, about breaking us economically, and about building this notion of America controlling everything from Greenland down through Latin America. And what's stopping them right now are Canadians like you and me. So at the end of year one, we're in a very extraordinary position, my friends. We've grown up. We're tougher than people thought we were. We're more determined than people thought we would be. And we're showing a unity that I think even we didn't know we had at the time, because again, we were sleepwalking towards a disaster when Donald Trump woke us up. 2026 is going to be a difficult year because we know that they're going to start to try and break us from within. We see how they're supporting the Donbass Alberta group to try and undermine us. We see Daniel Smith again and again undermining Canada. This is really dangerous politics. It's not that we have to take them seriously as a credible force, but they become an excuse for Project 2025 to turn on us. And the Americans will turn on us in a second if they can. We know that Kuzma will be coming up for renegotiations, and they're going to be playing for keeps. But you know, a year ago, Donald Trump was triumphant. A year ago, Donald Trump was in the driver's seat. A year ago, everybody was thinking Donald Trump was going to get his own way. And right now, he's involved in a disastrous cultural, economic civil war in his own country. He's alienated his former allies. So when Kuzma comes up for a fight, it's going to be bitter. It's going to be hard. But Canadians are a lot tougher than we were this time last year. So as we think of where we go from here, my friends, I think of that eternal flame and the fact that it will always burn in the hearts of Canadians, and Canadians will always stand up for what is right, because we are a nation that is true, north, strong, and free. And we'll always be true, north, strong, and free. So that's the message from here on Parliament Hill, my friends. Thank you, merci, and miigwech.
Now, one of the things I want to highlight, great to see you, Charlie. One of the great things I want to highlight as well is this incredible meeting between Prime Minister Carney and Zelensky that took place last week. The contrast, right, between Donald Trump's behavior with Zelensky, when Donald Trump didn't even send anybody to greet Zelensky when he arrived in Florida. Then he did this meeting in the dining room where Trump was ranting and raving like a lunatic and saying, oh, Vladimir Putin actually wants to help you, Zelensky. That's why he wants to take you over, because he wants to give you cheap energy. Remember, that's what Donald Trump said. Then Donald Trump was like, and Putin said that he's under attack from Zelensky, and I trust Putin. Remember what Donald Trump was saying, all of that. In any event, contrast that to Carney's meeting with Zelensky. Here's what Prime Minister Carney had to say. Play this clip.
Welcome. Thank you for taking this time, this at a crucial moment in this process. Under President Zelensky's leadership, we have the conditions, the possibility of a just and lasting peace. But that requires a willing Russia. And the barbarism that we saw overnight, the attack on Kyiv, shows just how important it is that we stand with Ukraine during this difficult time, and that we create the conditions for this just and lasting peace and a true reconstruction. And I want to underscore something that has happened in recent weeks, is that the development of that possibility under your leadership, and also the prospect of true prosperity for the Ukrainian people. I'll just finish with one point on Canada. We've provided military assistance, further military assistance. We're announcing today further economic assistance for Ukraine, $2.5 billion worth of economic assistance that helps unlock financing from the IMF, from the World Bank, from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, to begin this process of rebuilding. We have an important bilateral meeting, and then a meeting virtually with our colleagues from the Coalition of the Willing.
And in response, this is what President Zelensky of Ukraine said. Play this clip.
Dear Mark, Prime Minister, dear journalists, dear Canada, thank you for your support, first of all, and thanks for your words that you mentioned about these tonight attack. It was really very difficult, hard attack. Russia launched more than 500 drones and dozens of missiles. And I think thanks for air defense of our part, it's not enough. And this attack is again Russia's answer on our peace efforts, and it's really showed that Putin doesn't want peace, and we want peace. And he's the man of war, but he's afraid to speak about publicly. But we see the steps, and what we need to stop this war in any way. And we need two things: pressure on Russia and sufficient strong support for Ukraine. We'll speak about it. We will speak about air defense. And it's really, last weeks we had good steps in diplomacy, but we can't live in the illusion that it gives us possibility to have less air defense. With Russia, it doesn't work. So thank you very much, Mark, for this meeting. We will have bilateral, and as you said, we will join our European friends. And tomorrow I will have, I hope, very important and very constructive meeting with President Trump.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Now, just want to remind you and share with you what I think was one of the most powerful clips of the year. It's when Prime Minister Carney said, look, Canada is never going to bow. Canada will never become a 51st state. Canada will stand strong, and make no mistake, Canada will drop the gloves. Canada will go elbows up when it needs to. And Canada says its relationship, and Prime Minister Carney says its relationship with the U.S. the way it used to be is done. It is over. Prime Minister Carney had the incredible victory over the right-wing Maple MAGA, Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre lost his riding. Remember, it's like, for those in America, that's like his congressional seat. They call it a riding. And then he stole somebody else's riding in the Conservative Party. And he continues to beclown himself every single day right now as Prime Minister Carney shows steady leadership. Remember this incredible moment from Prime Minister Carney. Take it away.
America is not Canada. And Canada never, ever will be part of America in any way, shape, or form. Look, we didn't ask for this fight. We didn't ask for this fight. But Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves. So the Americans, they should make no mistake, in trade as in hockey, Canada will win.
Now, just a reminder, everybody, make sure you subscribe to Meidas Canada on YouTube. It's led by the one and only Charlie Angus, former member of parliament, leader of the Meidas Resistance Tour right there. And it's so important that we continue to build the international resistance to authoritarianism, fascism. It is an international species. It is an international movement. And the way we have to confront it is by building international alliances of democracy, for democracy, by the people, for the people. Happy New Year's, everybody, and great work, Charlie Angus. And make sure you all subscribe here, but also at the Meidas Canada YouTube page. Check out Meidas Canada now.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.